Hey everyone, Rachel from Jacksonville Property here, and today I'm here with Amanda. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, my name is Amanda Morris and I'm the owner and operator of ARMA Insurance Brokers.
Wonderful. And how long have you guys been in business?
14 years. Yeah, we're independent brokers, so we don't represent any insurance company, we represent the client, but yeah, 14 years.
Wonderful. So you've got plenty of experience under there.
We have, yes. There's not much we don't know about insurance.
Wonderful. So I guess one of the most important questions I've got is why is it important to use a broker versus sourcing your own insurance policies?
Yeah, look, it is a big, it becomes a big difference at claim time. The policies that you have access to over the direct market, they're actually inferior to a policy that you can buy through a broker. So the covers, the policies that we have, you can't access them through NRMA and Terry Shearer and Budget Direct and stuff. They're much better policy wordings. And also when it comes to a claim, we do that claim for you. So you don't have to, as an investor, be on the phone ringing your insurance company, being on hold and liaising with the property manager. We actually do all that for you, complimentary as part of the policy. So we're the lawyers of the insurance world.
Wonderful. Yeah, saves us property managers a little bit of extra work doing the insurance claim if you can do that for us.
Does.
So I guess what's the difference between building insurance and landlord insurance?
Yeah, so building insurance and landlord insurance are essentially under a broker's policy are the same thing. So we sell one policy that covers the building and the landlord's component all in one policy.
Okay.
The reason why insurers separate it is because the cover's a lot lesser.
Yeah.
So the building is, it's just a different level of cover, and they get to actually reduce the level of cover under a building policy than they do under a landlord's combined policy.
Wonderful. So yeah, you can get that better insurance when it's together.
Yeah.
Perfect. So I guess from your experience, why do you think that landlords need insurance, or landlord insurance specifically? I mean, obviously we've got our own worst case scenarios that we've seen.
Yes.
But yeah, what's your sort of take on why they need it?
Yeah, okay. So my take is investors spend a lot of money and have a lot of risk when it comes to investment properties, and they're there for the long term. They're not short-term investments, and they're hundreds of thousands of dollars. So why would you not protect that with the best policy that you can, and with someone like us to represent you in the claim and make sure that the insurer pays you what you're entitled to? The policies, like I said, our covers are a lot better than what you get through the direct market. So you're buying the best you can in the market, and I just don't know why you wouldn't do that.
Yeah, it's almost like when you buy a new lounge or a new car, you're always happy to spend that little bit of extra money for the comfort and the ease.
Yeah.
It's very relatable to insurance, I guess, at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And you see the benefit when you do have a claim. People buy insurance and they don't read the little booklet that they get, which is called the policy wording. And that's all you bought is that little booklet. So if you don't A, read that, and B, interpret that right, then you're just buying a policy assuming you're covered for what you want to be covered for, and you're not.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you don't know that till you have a claim.
No, exactly. We've definitely had a few landlords in the past that have opted for cheaper insurances. Come claim time, they've just wiped their hands clean. And I wish, I had known you guys a few years ago and could have sent you out there so I didn't have to deal with those pesky tenants that start off fantastic. And
yes, we've all had them.
Yeah. I'm sure you've got your fair share of war stories.
Oh, look, for sure. And it's about, I guess, putting the right people in the right places in things like your investments. People invest in property managers because they want to protect the property as best they can and make sure that the report's being done and the rent's being collected. And insurance is no different to anything else. You get what you pay for. If you're going to pay for a cheap property manager, chances are they're not going to be looking too closely at your house. No. Same with insurance.
And that's the thing, I guess, the one one thing I've noticed is that if you're not doing inspections, your insurance policy often won't cover you.
Yes.
It's been a massive thing in coronavirus of agents stopping their inspections. There's, you know, a whole array of landlords who've just lost all of their cover.
Yeah, that's 110%. And look, we would probably look after around 60 to 70 landlords policies a month through my business.
Yep.
So we've got property developers that refer to us to look after their landlords. And the biggest difference between a claim going smooth and a claim going pear-shaped is 110% property manager. If we get a good property manager, the claim is smooth. If we get one that hasn't done her job or his job, it is a nightmare to get a claim paid. So yeah, I cannot stress to you, how lucky your clients are to have, you know, you on the case, because it makes a world of difference at claim time.
It definitely does, coming down to, you know, the ingoings and the routines and bits and pieces like that. We've taken over a few properties from other agents, and it sort of terrifies me at you know, vacate time if they don't have someone like you to it'll be an interesting story, that's for sure. Something
most definitely.
So I guess is there anything else insurance wise in general that you guys would like to chat about?
Look, as long, I guess for your clients, just to make sure they've got the loss of rent, so that covers them if say a storm comes through and blows a roof off the house, or a fire burns a house down. So the insurer will pay the rent to you until the house is rebuilt. Then we've got rent default. That's if the tenant fails to pay rent. That's the big cover at the moment that is causing coronavirus issues, because insurers aren't covering that. If you didn't have it, you haven't got it. Malicious damage by the tenant, sometimes that's something you have to opt in to a policy to have. This is your biggest exposure, because things happen in tenants' lives. One minute they are the best tenant, and all of a sudden divorce, lost job, depression, things happen in people's lives, and your property is often the last thing they're worried about. And then accidental damage by the tenant. So that's covered under our policy. So we've had claims where, you know, tenants have cut watermelon on the bench and have cut the bench, and we'll replace the benches. They've damaged the carpet, moving furniture. We've had a lot of claims like that. So it's just about wanting to protect your property as best you can, and putting someone in place like us to look after that for you, because everybody's time poor, and I know all of your clients will be time poor. I am an investor. And I know that, the property management side, I just outsource that, and the insurance, I just buy the best I can, because I don't want that hassle if we have a rogue tenant.
Exactly. And it's so, as you said, it is so hard. Things can be sailing smoothly for, you know, 3 years, and all it takes is a bad relationship or a job loss, that it all goes out the window. I guess the other main thing that we always check to make sure that's insured is like pets, you know, worst case scenario, meth labs, burning down the kitchen. Look, I've personally had a client had a claim with a meth lab up in Queensland. I think it even made the news. It was really tough, because the tenant, we couldn't even get the tenant out, even though they claimed contamination and whatnot. So we had to try and get the tenant out with the property manager. And then we had to strip the whole house, because the readings were so high with the meth lab that we had to pull the internals out. So it was over $90,000 claim in the end that was paid out, as well as the loss of rent and the rent default, because they pretty much squatted in the house. And you just think, you know, for a fee once a year to cover that worst case scenario and peace of mind. And look, 9 times out of 10, our policies may possibly be cheaper than what you're paying now. Yes, I can actually attest to that. Transferred some, or was in the process of transferring some across, and the quotes come back way cheaper than what I was even paying. And that included you guys managing it all for me, so I don't have to even think about it. They just tell me once a year when it's due.
It's perfect. And any advice there that we think you need, or any changes to the insurance policies, we make sure you're aware of them.
Wonderful.
As well. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for your time. Your details will be available. So if anyone has any insurance questions or would like to get a quote, please reach out to Amanda or myself, and we can help you out there.
Excellent. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.